It's George Markoski, Positive Property, and we're going live today from Tennyson, South Australia. So let me just open up my little iPad and see who's online who wants to say hello. And we're gonna have a little chat. So I hope everyone's had a great week. It's been an interesting time around the world. Looks like there's a second wave of Corona happening in China at the moment, in Beijing. But also, looks like there's a bit of rivalry happening between Melbourne and Adelaide again. So, recently the Premier of Victoria said, I don't mean to be offensive, but why would you even go to South Australia? Interesting. Look, I'm a big fan of Melbourne. I'm a big fan of South Australia. I love everywhere. It's great. So, there we go. So anyway, Ask Me Anything Wednesdays. Today we're going to talk about Ask Me Anything. So if you're online now, please, here's a new time, the 6:05. I decided to come a little bit early. And please comment, is 6:05 a good time, Australian Central Time, for you guys to come and join me and Ask Me Anything? I'm trying to get this over and done with earlier so then I can relax a bit more and do what I want to do. So let's talk a little bit about grit. You know, grit is an interesting thing. You know, the thing is like, and this is what I say to people. This is, you know, when you're investing in property or you've got a massive goal, it floors me to see so many people, they have one little trip up. They trip over, they fall over, flatten their face, and they give up, right? People just give up too easy these days. That's the fact of it. And that's the problem. Seriously. You know, people just give up way too easy, and I really think we're going to change that fact and stop giving up so easy. It's a bit like this. Had a baby, little baby boy, little baby girl, and they're like, 12 months old, and you're teaching them how to walk, and they fell over. After the first time they fell over, would you, dust them off, help them up and get them to walk again? Or would you say, oh, well, maybe it wasn't meant to be, maybe walking wasn't meant to be, and just let them crawl for the rest of their lives? Everyone's seen those stories about when they find children that have been raised by wolves or other animals, in the wild, and they end up in society. And one, they don't have they can't speak properly, but also they don't know how to walk, and they're walking on all fours. I don't know if you've seen that. There was recently one person, I think it was India or something like that happened. And that was fascinating. And the poor child couldn't walk because it never learned. And the thing is, when it comes to property investing, people that don't invest in property, which is most people, that's like, not being able to walk, really, because, most people don't even have one investment property. That's the fact of it. So I think it's about 92% of people in Australia don't have one investment property. So really, it's only like 8% of people that got one. So if you've got an investment property, you're one in a million. You really are special and well done for having the grit, but also, don't be so easy to give up. Really annoys me when people say it's too hard and, this is hard and you've got to fill out the paperwork and get a loan. Nothing in life is easy. That's the fact of it. So if you want it easy, you want it safe, right? This is what I suggest. What I suggest you do is get yourself what we can do for you is this thing, which is really cool. I'm going to try to get rid of this circle on my face. That's better. If you want life to be easy, this is what we can do for you. One, we can put you in a little padded room. It's going to be all padded and nice. We're going to give you 3 meals a day. You get a nice little padded jacket, and you're going to be safe. But what a way to live, right? Correct? Yes, what a way to live. So really, it's not the way to live. And being safe is not really the way to live because you've got to take risks. Walking across the street is risky. Buying lunch is risky. Having a shower is risky. Getting out of bed is risky. Going to school is risky. Getting a new job is risky. Going to sales is risky. Buying a property is risky. All of life has got risks. And what we want to do is we want to mitigate those risks, but we don't want to avoid expanding and becoming who we are because of those risks. At the end of the day, when you are on your deathbed looking back towards your life, you're going to regret the things you didn't do, not the things you did. I'd much rather try and do something and then fail miserably than not try at all, you know? And I really think what needs to happen is we need to have a bit more grit in our society. You know, we need to have a bit more fortitude, a little bit more grit, the ability to really, you know, you get knocked down, get back up again. You know, it surprises me how little fortitude people have got these days. You know, when I first started, I'll tell you how I first started. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. And what happened was, when I first started out at work-wise, I was waiting to get to university. I was going to be an electronic engineer. And what happened was I got a part-time job selling teddy bears. And I thought selling teddy bears is a good way to meet girls and make a bit of money. So I did that. It was a bit of fun. And I sold this guy some teddy bears, and 2 teddy bears. And then they followed me and said, hey, you sold me the teddy bears. And I sort of said, yeah, what do you want? And they said, we're going to offer you a job as an art dealer. And we want you to sell artwork in Sydney. And my initial thing was, no, I'm not interested because I'm really waiting to get to uni and I'm not interested in this. And then he's like, I'll give you $1,000, $2,000 a week. And I thought, wow, $1,000, $2,000 a week. That is amazing. Well, I'm in, count me in. So what happened was, before you know it, I became an art dealer. I was 18 years old, became an art dealer. I was living in Sydney. And what happened was, art dealer, I had to go and find new clients and find new companies. And the way this company did that was actually going into a big building, knocking on doors and asking for decision makers and finding people that you could sell to. Very daunting. I remember when I first walked in, and it was the MLC Centre. It's a massive, massive building in Sydney. I don't know if you know it. And I walked up the front there, and there's security everywhere, and there's an elevator, and I've got to get in this elevator. I'm thinking, well, I'll go to the top floor and work my way down. And it was quite daunting as an 18-year-old to do that. And the thing is, I had no choice. I had to do it. So I did it anyway. And what I did is I pretended to be successful, pretended to have confidence, I should say. And because they say fake it till you make it. And look, there's a lot to do with fake it till you make it. See, I don't like those people that are posing with all these flash cars and pretending they're theirs and, trying to act like they're rich and they've got everything on credit and all that. However, I still think that you need to act like the person you want to be. So that's what I mean when I talk fake it till you make it. You need to be the person you want to be. Don't act like the person you are. Act like the person you want to be, right? If you want to be a property investor, act like a property investor, think like a property investor. So, which is very different to a normal person, okay? And I'll explain how. Like, for example, I make passive income. I make a lot of it. And guys, if you're listening to this, if you want to ask any questions, please go ahead and type below and I'll answer them for you. But I make a lot of passive income, and because of that, my time is very, very valuable. And the fact of it is, once you've got passive income, time is so much more valuable than money. My time is really valuable and is really sacred to me because I know you've only got a certain amount of time in your life. And really, we don't know when it's going to end. Don't know if it's going to end tomorrow morning or when I'm 100, when I'm 200, or when I'm 300. Now, I do intermittent fasting. I work out. I do a lot of work on myself to try to extend that as much as I can so I can live some good quality, long quality years. The way I see it, I'm here for a good time and a long time. And, with our company goals and our values is heart, and heart is for, number one, have fun. Number two, everyone wins. Number two is everyone wins. A is something else. I need to read it up. But anyway, you get the picture. It's about having fun. It's very, very important. So what I mean by fake it till you make it is you really need to put on the persona of who you want to be. And because time's more important than money to me, how do you act if you're an investor? Well, if you're an investor, the way you act is your time is precious. And because your time is precious, you don't waste your time doing bullshit. So for example, I don't mow my own lawns or do my garden. Now, some people out there may enjoy doing the garden or their lawns. And if you enjoy doing it, then it's not really a chore. It's actually something you do for fun. But if you don't enjoy doing it, then it's not really something you do for fun. It's something that's a chore, and really you've got to work out how much you're worth per hour, and wouldn't you be better off doing something else than doing that? So it's all a matter of, what you're paying for something and what you get out of it. And is it worth your while to do it yourself, or do you delegate it or get someone else to do it? That's the important thing. And the thing is, I guess when it comes down to it, it's about investing in yourself, like we spoke last time. And when you invest in yourself, that's when you get the biggest return. It really is a big return when you invest in yourself. Yes. And I think that's the really biggest return you can do when you invest in yourself. So, how do you invest in yourself? Lots of different ways, but really, one of the main ways I invest in myself is through education and health. I invest in my health because investing in your health gives you a massive return. Because when you invest in your health, you get more energy, you get more time, you've got more mindset. It's really good. Investing in your education is important because you become a better person. You become more powerful and you're more effective, and therefore you can earn more or you can make better decisions. Because at the end of the day, that's what we do. We're making decisions. And Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, George Markoski, yourself, we all get the same amount of time every day, the same amount of hours, the same amount of minutes, the same amount of seconds. So it's something to reflect on, something to really have a good think about when it comes to investing yourself. Because the number one thing to invest in yourself, the number two thing to invest in is property. But I really think investing in yourself is more important in education, in your ability, but also in regards to your health. Very, very important. So that's what we've got tonight. It is a Ask Me Anything question, but we don't have anyone ask me any questions. And because we haven't got anyone ask questions, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be going live in the weekly Black Belt Sherp in the paid group area. And if you're not in that group, well, I can tell you more about it next time around. Really, join me Wednesday nights. Let's check out what we're doing and let's see if I can help answer some of your questions. Bye-bye.